Get ready for a lot more because, oh, hello, my fam. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your number one source for everything It Ends With Us saga. Minutes ago, Plantation Princess Blake Lively dropped her amended lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. If you missed my previous video on that, watch that, and then also watch every video I'm making of this in sequence so you're fully caught up. I'm working my way through the amended complaint in chronological order, and I left off with Blake Lively making it seem like Justin Baldoni was heinous to not just her, but other women on the set of It Ends With Us too. I continue. At his own moment of truth, when forced to confront women he had made uncomfortable on his own set, he trivialized their concerns and failed to take accountability for the effects of his behavior, whether intended or not. And when faced with the predictable consequences of having created a toxic set, namely that the cast did not want to appear alongside him in public, rather than holding himself accountable, Mr. Baldoni hid behind his billionaire friend and retained publicists, crisis managers, digital media strategists, and litigators to mount a sophisticated and well-funded retaliation campaign that sought to bury and destroy anyone that challenged his brand. Another lie. If you don't remember what the wife of Scarlett Johansson's ex-husband is alluding to, after Justin Baldoni retained a crisis PR expert, the same one that worked with Johnny Depp, it should be noted, the crisis PR expert and his publicist were texting amongst themselves without him being included. The crisis PR expert said they could bury anyone. The crisis PR expert and the publicist then said amongst themselves repeatedly that they never planted any stories. We know this because the communications between the crisis PR expert and the publicist were taken from the publicist's former phone when she was fired from her former PR agency. It's a lot, I know. Let's just get back to this now, okay? Of this alleged retaliation campaign, quote, that campaign has succeeded beyond Mr. Baldoni's wildest expectations. In fact, the defendant's actions have created such a toxic climate of online vitriol against Miss Lively, her family, other members of the cast, and various fact witnesses that all of the above have received disturbing threats. One fact witness known to publicly support Miss Lively received a written threat indicating that the witness's family would be sexually assaulted and unalived unless the witness agreed to make a statement and give the truth. Pause. That is not something he did or would ever condone. Hello? Back to the amended complaint. This type of climate was the predictable, if not inevitable, result of the retaliatory campaign launched by the Baldoni Wayfarer parties, both before and after the litigation began. And now they're going to make a case as to why the beanie aficionado has been so severely impacted by his alleged actions. Quote, the dangerous climate of threats, harassment, and intimidation fueled by the defendant's retaliation campaign has required Miss Lively to alter her personal and professional life and to take steps to protect innocent bystanders rather than exposing them to further harm. Thus, this amended complaint does not refer to certain witnesses by name, nor does it provide screenshots of their text messages. Importantly, however, these witnesses have given Miss Lively permission to share the substance of their communications in this amended complaint as contained herein, and they will testify and produce responsive documents in the discovery process. Pause. This is all theater. I would like to be wrong because it would be great for business, but I don't believe Blake Lively has any intention of going to trial. However, this is weak sauce if you're not naming names and dropping receipts. Oh, this is the gist of what happened. This is what I'm telling you that you should believe happened. Show me the receipts. But that's why the ex-girlfriend of Penn Badgley just last week filed multiple subpoenas because she doesn't have receipts. The amended lawsuit is apparently light on receipts. Miss Lively brought this lawsuit because she was one of the women or two that Baldoni 1,000,000% made uncomfortable on the set of the film. The wording of that, women or two. What? How many women? You can't give us a number? As detailed in her opening complaint and below, Miss Lively was disturbed by the fact that Mr. Baldoni spoke about his pornography addiction, divulged information about his sex life, made derogatory, degrading, and sexual comments, described his own genitalia, improvised intimacy that had not been rehearsed, choreographed, or discussed with Miss Lively in advance, and added graphic content to the script, including multiple new scenes with nudity and a chaotic and violative birthing scene for which he cast a friend as her OBGYN, among other things, all which he has already addressed and shot down in his amended complaint, okay? I'm not going to go into all of it bit by bit. I'm going to give her time to air out her allegations, okay? And who knows, maybe by the end of this, I'll change my opinion on things. I'm like, wow, maybe I got this totally wrong and Blake Lively is right. She is doubling down, though, as the Nepo baby often does. She says in this lawsuit, quote, Miss Lively was not the only one who was uncomfortable on set, and Mr. Baldoni and Wayfarer knew it. After Mr. Baldoni learned that he had caused Miss Lively and others to feel uncomfortable, he turned his TED Talk and feminist advocacy on its head. He did not hold himself and other men accountable or take his own advice to be confident enough to hold their anguish and actually believe them, but instead used a louder voice to silence Miss Lively and anyone else who might speak up. That louder voice, amplified by publicists, crisis managers, digital media teams, and lawyers, has sought to mislead the public into believing that Miss Lively did not experience sexual harassment by portraying her as a powerful bully who fabricated claims of misconduct in order to seize control of Mr. Baldoni's movie. This narrative is false and nonsensical on its own terms. Boom. That's a great place to pause for now. And I can't wait to hear more. There is a lot more, and let's go through this together. I'm Perez Hilton, your #1 expert on everything It Ends With Us. Come back shortly for the continuation of this saga. Until then, thoughts on everything that we've discussed in this video? Let me know in the comments section.